Live interactive Weather Authority coverage, sponsored by Rennie's for your next Maine adventure, will begin shortly.
Rennie's, a Maine adventure.
Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage, sponsored by Rennie's, starts right now.
Well, good Thursday evening to you. Hope you're all enjoying a nice evening and staying warm, of course. We've had a pretty chilly stretch. If you were in the teens last night, it was a decent chance you'll be around 20 for overnight lows tonight. Most areas will be in the 20s for lows. We're back in the 40s tomorrow. Very similar setup to what we've had all week long. And the weekend looks good, and it's going to be storm-free. I think Saturday will be the brightest of the 2 days. Look for a mostly sunny sky to start off the weekend. Speaking of which, let's jump into it and take a look at what we had out there today. This is the scene from our Raymond Skycam. This was the sunset. Let's see if we can get this in motion. There we go. Right around 10 minutes past 4 o'clock. We're heading into some of the shortest days of the year, longest nights of the year. Earliest sunset of the year is actually coming up less than 3 weeks from now on December 9th. It's still a couple of weeks before the solstice. Shortest day is on the solstice. Earliest sunset is a couple of weeks prior to that. So I don't know about you, but I'll be looking forward to the later sunsets. I don't really care much about the morning sunrises as much as far as the times go, but at least we have that working in our favor starting 3 weeks from now. In the near term, though, let's take a look at what we have out there tomorrow. I think we're brightest during the morning. There'll be more clouds mixing in during the midday and afternoon. And temperatures tomorrow will top out in the middle 40s. So tomorrow looks to be a seasonable day. If anything, we're a couple degrees cooler than our normal. We should be in the mid 40s. Some inland towns will be in the low 40s. That's about that's your inland planner here. Notice more clouds during the afternoon. All right, let's take a look at the Raymond Skycam. This is the scene this morning, looking off to the west. Must be about 40 miles or so, 35, 40 miles to the west, looking at the presidential range. There's Mount Washington, snow covered. This is the scene from Wildcat today, looking right across the street from Route 16. There you can see the Mount Washington, Tuckerman Ravine, Huntington Ravine. Let's see, they've picked up a little over 60 inches of snow for the month of November so far. It's pretty remarkable when you think about it. They averaged 35 for the month, and here we are. It's only the 20th, and they've picked up over 60. It's like 60.4 or something. And they're running second snowiest on record. The record is 80-something inches. I think 86 inches set back in 1968. So that was a big winner, 1968-69. Up on the mountain today, at the observatory, we were talking about it yesterday, the ice melt, and there it is. It fell off today from the housing of the webcam at the Mount Washington Observatory, looking out over Mount Washington State Park. Let's look at that again. It's kind of cool to see that. There's all the rime ice, all the super cooled water droplets that freeze on any structures that are below freezing, just like that. Boom. Temperature got up to about 28 today on the summit. There was enough incoming solar radiation that warmed up the wood enough that it just fell off. So there's usually two things that knock the ice off, usually strong winds or more likely some melting, and that's what happened today. All right, skies are clear tonight. There's some high thin clouds out there, but that's about it. The overall weather pattern, or the overall storm track, I should say, is just off to our south. We just missed out on a storm yesterday. That's out in the ocean. There's another one right here moving through the Tennessee River Valley, and that one is going to miss us to the south. There's a little front right up into the Great Lakes in the Midwest, and that moves through tomorrow night with very little fanfare. You might get a brief shower, especially in the mountains, for late Friday night. But outside of that, I don't think we're going to see any rain or snow. Well, Saturday looks good. I think we'll see a lot of sun on Saturday. It's a mostly sunny and a little bit of a windy day. And then on Sunday, we'll have more clouds. Look for a mostly cloudy day. We should be brightest during the morning. And Sunday will be a cooler day as well. I think we're going to struggle to get out of the upper 30s on Sunday. So it gets a little bit cooler late weekend. That front moves through Sunday night. You might get another shower Sunday night, but there's no organized rain until late in the day on Tuesday. Tuesday's our next chance, and we'll touch on that in just a moment. Hope I put that graphic in here. Yeah, I think I did. All right. Tomorrow morning, we'll start off with, well, some bright skies. I think skies will be brightest during the morning. That will send temps back into the middle 40s. Look for more clouds than sun during the afternoon. There's that front off to the northwest that may touch off a brief shower tomorrow night in the mountains. Saturday looks to be a little bit of a breezy day, but it's a bright day. Look for a lot of sun on Saturday. Temps will be in the mid 40s. This might get 3 in a row. We've had 3 sunny Saturdays in a row. Of course, 3 weeks ago, it hit 60 degrees on Saturday. That won't be the case tomorrow. We've had highs in the 40s all week long. We'll do it again this weekend, tomorrow, this weekend, and into early next week. Sunday will be the coolest day this weekend. Look for a lot of clouds on Sunday. If we hit 40 degrees, it's probably near the coast, and it's probably, it's probably near the coast. Inland towns will have a hard time getting out of the 30s. And again, we're brightest during the morning. Look for a lot of clouds during the afternoon. All right, let's focus in on what's happening next week now. There'll be a little storm system that gets organized to our south. And I think we're going to get some rain developing late in the day Tuesday. Yesterday, if you're watching yesterday, I was thinking, okay, it might come in Tuesday night. That might supply enough time for the temperatures to cool off to get some wintry mix over the interior. But I think it's looking more wet than white for a couple of reasons. One, it comes in a little bit sooner, so we're not going to get quite as cold. And number two, there's no real high pressure center to the north that's going to supply a solid region of cold air to work into this picture. And it's not going to get us a second area of low pressure to develop offshore, which is fairly typical with some of our nor'easters. So what does that mean for us? Well, it means a few things. One, I think we'll get a round of rain for late Tuesday or Tuesday afternoon through Tuesday night. There should be some steady rainfall in there as this warm front approaches. Now, that warm front may try to punch through on Wednesday. I'm not convinced it gets through inland areas, but I think at least at the coast, we'll get into the 50s, low 50s on Wednesday. But there will be some dry hours Wednesday, I think. That's my early thought on a Thursday evening. But more importantly, see that cold front off to the west, the blue line with pointy triangles? That is going to be a pretty sharp cold front that swings through probably Wednesday night. And that's going to clear us out, and that we should see a pretty good shot of colder air behind it. And I don't think we'll feel the real cold on Thursday, your Thanksgiving, but we should see the winds start to pick up, and that will be the conveyor belt for some cooler temperatures to dive into the region for probably the weekend and into the next week. So bottom line here is I think the pattern will become more active a little after Thanksgiving. It's certainly going to get colder during that period. You might have heard about Ryan did a nice story today about how the polar vortex is weakening due to what we call a sudden stratospheric warming event, which usually causes some of the coldest air in the northern hemisphere to start to bleed south into the U.S. and through North America. Now, the big question is, where does that cold air go? 2 years ago, back in actually it was 2021, I think it looked like we were going to get a pretty good shot of cold air around here, but it moved into Texas instead. That was the year that shut down the grid in Texas. So we missed out on that entirely. But it's a good sign, at least seeing what we're seeing now, what's happening to the north, that we have a decent shot at getting some colder air to build into New England, or at least somewhere in the U.S., about 3 weeks from now, and 2 to 3 weeks from now. So that's something we'll be monitoring pretty closely, because anytime you get a pretty good shot of cold air, Mother Nature doesn't like that. And usually it's along that boundary, you're going to start to get some storms. So the first thing you need is cold air. Second thing you need is an active storm track or an amplified jet stream. We'll probably get both through December. So the bottom line here is heading into December, I think we're going to get more of a stormy pattern, and it does look quite a bit colder. So on paper, I think we'll probably have a lot of snow. So we'll see how that goes. But I feel pretty good about there being a white Christmas this year. But as far as a white Thanksgiving, we're not going to get it, I don't think. The mountains will get a little bit, but it looks to be a little windy. There will be some mountain snow showers on Thanksgiving. All right, let's take a look what's happening next week. There's the coldest air in the northern hemisphere. Notice those purples, they're slowly diving south. And, it's modified Arctic air by the time it gets here, but it's probably going to be, that's at Sunday, 1 o'clock. So this is not this Sunday, it's the following Sunday. So next weekend. So after Thanksgiving, first week of December, that's the time frame to keep an eye on for first some colder air moving in, and then some chances for storms. So there's nothing on the schedule yet for storms, but we'll see what the next couple of weeks bring. It's kind of quiet. That's kind of why we're jumping ahead, looking at next week. Tomorrow, more clouds than sun. It looks to be a mostly cloudy afternoon. I think there'll be some sun in the morning, of course. And then Saturday looks pretty good. Third sunny Saturday in a row. We're looking forward to that. It's a little breezy, though. Look for some showers to arrive at night on Sunday. There'll be a lot of clouds Sunday, and I think we're probably around 40 degrees for a high. Next weather maker moves in probably in the afternoon on Tuesday, and we'll get some showers on Wednesday. If everything works out, the wind picks up with some sun returning on your Thanksgiving, and we probably won't have any weather-related problems for travel this Thanksgiving, which is good news there. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. And then after that, it's probably some fun and games heading into the first week of December. And, the Christmas tree will be lit in Monument Square. It'll be full on holiday. Talking about on WHOM how they're starting the Christmas music tomorrow. My kids will be excited about that. Yes, they're doing the tree lighting next week. I bet they turn the lights on in Westbrook tomorrow. That's my guess. Nobody's told me anything, but I always enjoy watching that. Their lighting display there. All right. I think that's going to do it tonight, folks. Let's leave it at that. Pretty quiet. No weekend storms. We'll take it. All right, folks. Enjoy the sun while we get it. Stay warm tonight. We're back in the 20s. And, looks to be another seasonably cool day for tomorrow. All right, folks. Have a nice weekend. Take care. Bye.
Live, interactive CBS 13 and Fox 23 Weather Authority coverage for your next main adventure has been sponsored by Rennie's. Thank you for watching.
Rennie's, a Maine adventure.
Make sure to stay connected with CBS 13 and Fox 23 on air,